through the glass into a new life. 'Cause it's me and the slasher flag. Yeah, it's me and the slasher flag. Yeah, it's me and the slasher flag. And I'm gonna be the final girl. 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 We're never gonna hear that sound again. The one that was our best friend. The television died in our arms. The animation generation. No more Saturday morning cartoons. No more bunny rabbits. Dark and Looney Tunes. No more. We're a little
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. We'll be starting here in just a minute. I don't have a timer up because we're not going to run the timer today. We're just going to bounce in a sec. I'm just getting some water, walking and talking. So we have a ton to go over, lots of new news, lots of stuff going on. And most importantly, we're going to be looking through the full edition of Darkspace. It dropped to the people on Kickstarter. They kindly sent me a copy to look over. So that's what the fuck we're going to do today. So give me like 2 seconds to get some water and we'll kick this show off. Well, hello everybody. How we doing today? We doing good? We all doing good? So, welcome to Corpse Talk Live. We got a lot to go over today. There's so much going on right now. It's a crazy month for me. We ended Magic and Monsters on Monday, which was fire. We started with not being sure about the season, about not Magic and Monsters, but Daggerheart. Like if we liked it, and we weren't sure if it was for us. And then fast forward, we get through a little bit of it, and now we kind of really like it. So much so that the cast took a vote after the show, and we're gonna do a second season for it. We're gonna have a second season of it. I'm excited for it. They're excited for it. We all want it, which means Kelly will be coming back for that, which is cool because we haven't had her on in a long time. Now he's gonna get Drew back. So with that said, this afternoon I was talking with Diana. She's going to be one of the cast for upcoming for the new Athantia season of the Cult. Super pumped for this. I get to do the other side of Athantia that I only ever told this story from the villain's perspective. And that's not fair because the cults in Athantia are really just the other keepers, the fallen gods, that the true faith hunts because they don't want them to have power again. Right? And since that's the case, they're considered villains on all the games that we've played. Like all of them. But they're not bad guys always. A lot of the keepers are not bad people. They're not bad. They're not trying to make horrible things, which means I had to make a new profession and a new ability, which is going to fall under like talent or ability, which is going to be the binder ability. So in 3, and I'm sure some people in the audience remember this. This is one of my favorite books from, was this 3.5? 3.0? So it was 3.0. This was done by Arnie Marmel, David Noonan, and then Robert J. Schwab. And this holds some of my favorite versions of Magic in it. Of all fucking time. Of all fucking time. One of them has got Pact Magic, Shadow Magic, and True Name Magic. And Pact Magic is what I based the binder on. It's the idea of doing a ritualistic circle and gaining aspects of a god. Or deific creatures like Asarak and so on. I really enjoyed this. I found it to be a really fun way to be able to stack abilities together. And this, yeah, towards the end of the cycle, yeah. And this is one of my favorite things. True Name Magic has always been one of my favorite things, along with a couple other styles of Magic, which we'll get into later. But I wanted to have it in the game, so I'm making the binder. Let me tell you, it's a lot of work. To make it work and function, it has been a really fun design challenge because it's not like anything else in Dragonbane. So I've been working on that. That's going to come out. The binder's going to come out for Patreon this month. So if you're in the Patreon thing, you'll get it. It'll be added to the Dragonbane 1.8, I think is what it is. 1.8 is going to be the version. We might be in 2.0 now. I think it might be in 2.0. So that'll be the new one to come out. But today, Diana and I made our characters. She made her character. She's the first out of the box. She had to work tonight. The rest of the cast is going to make their characters tonight. So she got to take first choices. I'm excited because I do something in Athantia called Defining Moments. And they are the things that harken back to me of when Pathfinder was making their APs, and they still make them. They used to make player's guides and print player's guides out. And I remember really loving them with Drew and Todd playing them because it was that feature that put everything together. It put like all of your characters together on the same page before you started a fucking adventure. Started an AP. And then they kind of like stopped printing them, and then they weren't as good anymore. I just thought they were the thing. They were my version of a fucking Session Zero. Because to me, a Session Zero isn't lines and veils. If you're playing with the same group all the time, you already know those lines and veils. Go watch Monday's show. I pissed Diana off in character and a little out of character. She wasn't mad at me, but like I could feel the bleed happening between. And these things are the things that let us make really cool, evocative, dramatic characters that aren't just, I'm a fighter with a board and shield. You actually get some shit that you can do. So I had fun making it. I did the defining moments, and it's for the cult. And I added some new features to it. Let me pull up. I have the one up, but I'm not going to say what they are. I want people to be surprised. But let me give the categories. So, for example, there are big titles in the cult, and I either do it based on the job positions within something that they're all doing together. So, like, if they're all, like, in Wanted, they all were wanted, and that was a tied thing. And they had jobs on an airship, and that was their crew positions. But for this one, there's a description. There's the 3 categories that you do the most of. Then there is role in the cult, the defining moment that really brought you into the cult, being a follower keeper. Then there's the personal secret, and I gave 2 from them to pick from that tie to the story. We can alter them a little bit if they come up with a better idea. When that secret is used, they immediately get a +1 to a skill. The skill just goes up 1. And in Dragonbane, at the end when you get experience, you mark your character sheet, and you have to roll above whatever that skill is. So if you have a 10, you need an 11 or higher. If it's a 14, you need 15 or higher. 18 is the cap. So this automatically gives you 1. So and it has to be a skill involved in that scene when you release your personal secret that makes sense. It has to narratively make sense. So it's like a growth of a character and a free unlock. Then there's Keeper Devotion, and that's the thing that your job is to do for the Keeper. And every one of them is different. And the players are only picking their defining moment from the title, the 3 like themes of that part of the cult, the write-up of what you do for the Keeper, the role in the cult, and the defining moment. The role in the cult. Everything below that, no one knows. They have to share it. So we did hers, really fun. She picked the one I thought she was going to pick. Because I knew she wanted to we're doing a long story arc. It's 26 episodes instead of being 13 like normal. We're doing a big, long season. And I know that goes against all the things they say you should do for streaming right now. But to me, Monday night has become my home campaign. And I'm really kind of changing up the format of how we tell our show's tales. So I'm excited for this. I don't think it is going to really be like anything else we've done. That's what I'll say. And it's going to be spicy. And it's the biggest undertaking I've done in a very short time frame. I had to make all new overlays. Like, I'll still use the template that I have for moving things around, but I'm doing all new overlays for it because it's the cult. So anyway, that came out. That's what we're doing tonight and tomorrow. I also have been recording new music. For those who don't know, I've been making music. Like all the stuff you hear right now, I did. And I'm making new music. So I'm using a MIDI and a bunch of digital instruments and effects and running them through a whole bunch of different programs. And then over here, you can't see it, but I have like a small closet that's maybe, 6x6. And the whole inside of it, when I was doing podcasting, I padded the whole inside. I have a little 2-inch board frame that I stand on. It's got rubber feet. And then that has soundproofing under it, and then a rug over it. So I could record in this, and I could record in the middle of the night and not wake up kids that are next door, and so on. So I decided to record music in there. I can sing. I try not to. I'm not great at it. I hate karaoke, but I grew up playing musical instruments and learning music theory. And then since April of last year, when I got a DMCA strike, I said, fuck this. I'm making my own music. It's easier to do now than ever. I already know music theory, how to compose, how to run music programs. Fuck this. I'm making all my own music. I'm not fucking doing this shit anymore. So I bought 2 voices of singers that you can buy so I can vocal sculpt them. So what you hear right now is Corpse Mother. That's one of the bands I've made. And I sculpted this voice and did all the lyric stuff for it. Played all the music stuff for it, put it together. I bought a couple riffs and stuff like that too that I could put in just to make it easier and play off of them. So I didn't know what music I wanted for Atlantia. And something hit me the other day when I was playing through my playlist on Spotify. When I used to drive when I lived in Michigan, I would drive from where I lived. My family moved south of Michigan. And Drew, who's a good friend and obviously one of my best friends and has been on the show numerous times, hasn't been around lately, motherfucker. and find time to play. But he was one of my main groups growing up in Michigan. And I used to drive. And I remember driving either my first year model change Camaro or my Mitsubishi Mighty Max, my little pickup truck that I had. I love that truck, man. I love that truck. That truck was so fun. So I used to drive one of those too. And I used to listen to a lot of, I grew up in Detroit, so I listened to a lot of hip hop and rock and metal, right? Those are the two genres that I listen to the most. So driving out there, and my Camaro I had, after I stopped drag racing it, I had two 12s in the back, all new speakers, because I worked at Tass Electronics and at Walden Books. And then in my Mitsubishi, I had a bass tube and just a cabin seat with a bench. I fucking loved that truck. It was just a bench seat. And there was something about having a bench seat where I could be like, oh, sorry, I can only fit one person in my truck with me. And I didn't have to fucking drive anybody. I'm going back to that, by the way. I'm getting a truck again. So the bass tube was so loud, man. They would hear me pull up to the college, coming down the road before I ever hit the college driveway. And I would listen to Nine Inch Nails, Stabbing Westward, Silver Sun pickups a little bit in that, Corrosion of Conformity, KMFDM, obviously Metallica, Megadeth, Godsmack when they started coming out, and Disturbed towards a later year. I think Disturbed was part of it. Blue Oyster Cult, and obviously Manson back in the day as well. Typo Negative. That was the rock and metal, and all the classics. Deep Purple, but really Stabbing Westward. Static X. These are things I was listening to a lot of Nine Inch Nails, Stabbing Westward, Blue Oyster Cult. And then when we moved forward in time, I was making Athantia into a video game with Sunder Studios. I opened the studio with two other friends. We left another startup to make our own. We got funding, and then the economy crashed on us. But I was in the process of talking to Apocalyptica to use their music for Athantia, for the video game. That, and I was trying to get Perfect Circle War Drums, Counting Bodies Like Sheep. I wanted that because that was a big song that we played in our thing. And I love those music, and I like those things. But I forgot about my roots. And then when I was listening to Nine Inch Nails again, because they did that tour, I missed the one in Chicago. I watched that tour that came out so I could see, God damn, man, his shit is so good. He's such a multi-talented musician. So I started studying how he has classes that you can watch. I studied how he does stuff. And I was like, you know what? We're doing a cult season. I really should make my music sound like the stuff I used to listen to when I was driving to see Drew. And I did it, and I wasn't happy. I liked it, but I wasn't 100%. And I got all the lyrics down. I could do Reznor style singing. That's very easy. It's not singing, right? But then I realized I really want electric cello in here. So I added electric cello. So now I have the band made, sound that I want to have. It's 30 something layers, because I need a depth to make a Nine Inch Nails style. You really need that, not broad style. You need depth. So I made industrial, and it makes sense for Athantia. So that is my week. I have been in a sound booth, not this week, but last week. I did 105 hours between designing all the shows, the games I was running, and this. So today is a break day. We're going to look through some stuff. I want to decompress from doing all things Dragon Bane right now, because this is what I'm buried in right now. See all the tags? I'm buried in it. I don't know if I ever showed this too. When I run Dragon Bane, I love clocks. So I made custom clocks that I use as bookmarks and just keep in here. Yeah, a whole bunch of them. And I use this. So before we do our character creation night, I wanted to chill. When was it? Last year sometime I looked through the original Darkspace. Darkspace is a new Shadow Dark sci-fi version of Shadow Dark. And I've had the two on the show numerous times. And I really wanted to, do more. And they pinged me and sent out a piece saying, hey, the full version of Darkspace is out, the rule book. Would you like to take a look at it? And I was like, yeah, man, of course I want to fucking take a look at it. So they sent it to me. I've not opened it yet. Well, I shouldn't say. I haven't looked at it yet because I've been busy. Preferencing, all that shit. That's what I've been doing. I'm going to open up the 2 versions of this book because I want to see the differences between them. The first edition, the previous version of the core rulebook, is like 86 pages. The final version of the rulebook is 264 fucking pages. Jay, they did what you did and made a book that was too big. And then you had to cut it away and do stuff. They didn't reverse. They like went up more. So we're going to take a look, see what's different in here. That's something we're going to do today. I also want to look at Kickstarter today because Treadvong is officially out. We looked at that a couple weeks ago. And I wanted to see exactly what we're getting into. Like what exactly is Treadvong? Like is it gonna be good? What do we get? I want to see what it is. So we're gonna take a look at that. That's the only real news I want to look at. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about Shadow Legion, I think is what it ended up being called for free for Shadowdark, for their league play. So let's see what we got. So I want to start with the free league thing. Since I'm in the Dragonbane boat. I don't remember how you spell it. Fuck off. It's Treadvong? Let me look up Dragonbane, and then we'll go from Dragonbane, and we'll circle through here. Slide this over. We're gonna find this bitch. There it is. All right, so let's go over and take a look at this. I'm so excited for this, actually. Like, really excited. Because it's our first, like, full campaign setting. I think. That's Darkspace. Whoop! We'll get to that. We'll get to Darkspace. Don't worry. Don't worry, Darkspace. We'll get to you. Let's get to this, though. So let me make sure. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, guys. I found it. I just got to pull it up. I'm just making sure Chrome wants to do Chromey work. Chromey work. Boom. So let me widen this a little bit. Make sure that it is lined up properly so we can look at this together. I need to see. Let me slide this across. I need to see. Is that lined up right? Yep, perfect. All right. So I haven't seen this yet. I'm going to pause the music, everybody. So we can look through this. I want to see the trailer. Oh, so this is the same trailer they sent me last time. That's cool. I love their animated pictures, like where they're just doing the layers and moving them. I really enjoy that a lot for some. I don't know why. It hits for me. And this art is fucking gorgeous, dude. Obviously, it's a small one. I know, everybody. It's a smaller version here. I can kind of blow it up for you. This looks so good. Now on Kickstarter. I'm aware it's on Kickstarter. You know why? Because I'm on Kickstarter. So. Ooh, look at this. They went to a brown instead of the green. Treadvong is back. What started as a beloved setting for Dragonbane RPG over 2 decades ago now returns to its roots. We're thrilled to present Dragonbane Treadvong. Treadvong? Am I saying that right? I like the word mark too, yeah. The word mark is really good. A standalone tabletop RPG game fully compatible with our multiple award-winning current edition of Dragonbane. Let's just blow this bitch up. Is that as big as we can get it to make it look good? Come on, there we go. That's the one I want. That's the one I want. I wanted to boot that piece out. World of Shadowed Woods, Fathomless Mist, of dread beast and unsung heroes, of wrathful gods and endless mystery. Deeply original, but strong roots in Nordic mythology. Okay, I want to point out here. Did you guys see that? That's an M dash. People write with M dashes. It's not just AI, you fucking pricks. It has been around before AI. It is part of fucking writing. Get over yourself. Stop trying to use it to identify AI, you fucking jackasses. I'm bitching about it because people whine about it all the time, and it is a normal thing to use. Anyway. Produced by Free League under the license from CMON. I didn't know CMON was still around. I thought they closed. Dragonbane Treadvong offers 4 beautifully illustrated and finely crafted hardback volumes in Swedish and English. Come join us in making these books a reality and to help us fill them with Trundvong goodness. That's an N dash. Yeah, an N dash. That's what I said. N dash. Did I say M? N. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. J. They use both, just so you know. M dash is long, but when you use AI to do things, it also does N dashes. It does both. It does both. And M dashes are for dramatic pause. That's all it is. It's actually used in script writing a lot. M dashes are used in script writing, a decent amount. What I want to bring back is the question mark with the exclamation point. I can't remember what that's called, where they're merged together. That's the one I want to bring back at the end of writing, where it's like a question, but also a statement. I want to bring that back. How do we do that? How do we make that happen? Is there a way? That's what I want. Early access, a few months after the Kickstarter ends, all backers will get early access to beta PDFs. You know, I'm so mad I forgot to close for the Book of Magic, for Free Leagues, for the last Dragonbane. I missed the mark because I was traveling, so I didn't get the beta access to the 2 books. I'm so pissed I didn't get them. I really want them. And because I know they come out in June, and I'll buy them anyway, or if they send me a copy, I'm going to review them, whatever. But like, I wish I had the beta because we're going into a Dragonbane season. But I digress. So let me put the music back on. And I will turn the music down just a touch here. So I really like the art. This art is gorgeous. It always is. It's in Swedish as well, which it should be because that's where it's from. I love that they did the double. This is all the art for the books. I love this Black Sun. This reminds me of Willow so much. We talked about this before. I hadn't seen this though. Trundvong, that's cool. I've not seen that one. GM's screen, dice and cards. Trundvong fully compatible with the Dragonbane systems, and you use Dragonbane GM screen and the custom dice and initiative cards found in the box of Dragonbane core set. With this game, however, as a stretch goal in this campaign, we have also unlocked the unique deluxe GM screen and custom dice sets. 2D20s, 4D6s, 1D4, D8, D10, D12. There's no percentile one, huh? I guess you don't really use it at all. I think you need more than 2D20s to play Dragonbane successfully. Personally. They did what they did with Mutineer Zero. You see the GM screen? It's like it's like 2 spines. So they fold into each other. I'm actually not a big fan of this. It's cool. I have problems with GM screens. I really like low profile GM screens just because like I almost broke something when I was running on Sunday. When I reach across to move things, and I stand the whole time that I'm running stuff. When I reach across, I fucking hit that stupid screen and knock shit over all the fucking time because I'm moving quick. I really like horizontal, I like landscape screens much more than I like portrait style. I don't like that. And my favorite GM screen of all time was an accident. So I was just talking to Adam from Order of the Amber Die. What is the name of the screens he likes here? Let me pull this back up. Hammer Dog Games. So these GM screens are really cool, right? If you've never seen these before, their GM screens are pretty fantastic. And they have a bunch of different versions of them. Let me see if I can go to here and look at the GM screen. So, is this it? The world's greatest screen. Numenera came with this screen, and mine tore down the middle. And it was separated. And I'll tell you what, that torn screen where I could reach through is my favorite screen to date. Like, so much so that if I buy another screen, I will probably cut it in half. And it's cool because theirs have magnets as well. So you can put magnet inserts in these. I mean, it's so old school looking, but they have packs that you can get printed things and shit like that and get them for certain games and whatnot, right? But they have magnets, and you put the sleeves in, and you can use little magnets across the top. It's such a clean, easy screen. Easy as fuck. Actually, if I scroll down, I think they have a picture of Monty Cook using it somewhere. Man, I can't remember. I know he's in one of the screenshots. But anyway, this is the one. It might be here. But it's a Numenera one. It's super cool. I love these. If you don't have them, they're actually a really good GM screen. Just something to think about. So, core rules. Core rulebook in Dragonbane Trudvang includes the complete rules based on the fully compatible with Dragonbane. It adapts the Dragonbane rule set for Trudvang setting, expands to give additional support for longer campaigns. Key features. New kin. I have new kins as well. All with their own unique abilities. I did that for Athantia, but I let you choose. You get a core and a choose. I like players being able to make a little bit of a choice. New professions, including subspecies, allowing for deeper character customization. I think that's probably going to be similar to what I did for subspecialties. That's a really cool idea. I'm curious to see what that is, actually. Unique life path for each kin and profession. Oh, we're getting a little cyberpunk up in this bitch. New heroic abilities adapted for Trudvang. An introduction of ranked heroic abilities to allow for deeper character growth. I'm doing the same thing. So, like, for languages, for me, the rank of your language determines how many extra languages you get, which I really enjoy. I think it's like every odd after 5, I think I give you another language, something along those lines. New magic, unique to the world of Trudvang. I'm curious to see what the new. They have Winterweavers and Dimwalkers. All right, also great work. Jay, look at this fucking layout, man. Look how clean this shit is. God damn it. Jay, there's some strong rune vibes for some of this. Super cool. The World of Trudvang. A lavish coffee table book and a deep dive into Trudvang's history, people, religions, richly illustrated key features. The history of Trudvang from the Age of Dreams and the Age of the Iron Worm to the Age of Stars and the Return of Sorrow. I love ages in games. I think Dragon Age, the irony, is what really made me lean into that. I love big groups of time. Magic and Monsters is heavily developed around it. The lands of Trudvang, from the Stormlands in the east to the Westmark in the west, from, is it Soj? Saj? Is it Saj? Or is it Aj? Is that silent? In the south to the great ice plains of the far north. The face of Trudvang, from the Eld tradition to the Midlanders and the, is it Gurbanis? Faith of the Stormlanders to the Elven faith of the Vinners. And the Tholdom of the Dwarves. Traveling the world, so they're going to have new travel. Yes, new journey rules. I love the journey tables. I think, Nick, did we talk about how dope the journey rules are in Dragonbane? Did we ever discuss that? Dude, they're so fucking cool, man. The journey rules are really good. I love them. They're hard to dev, too. Like, hold on here. I think I have it open. Let me pull it up. Tables. View. Well, we're gonna look at it real quick. This is definitely a day of just like discussing and looking through things, and like Eric's brain needs a break is what this day is. Eric needs a chill day. Because I still got more work tonight. Like, I am fucking burning the wick at both ends. Legitimately. And I know if I don't take a little breaky break here and there, it will not be good for anybody. Where's the journey table? Here, I'll pull it up for you guys. So, you should be able to see the screen. It needs to be a little wider. A little more. A little more, please. Also, if you guys have not finished the Game of Thrones, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, fucking fantastic series. They actually did. There we go. It did service to what I wanted Game of Thrones to be. All right, so Journey. So they have all the rules for like journeying, but they have like mishap tables, which I love because items bypass some mishap tables, which is really cool. Anytime you can make an item make sense, they have rules for like hunting. the game master's role. This, though, typical NPCs, creating NPCs, these tables. I love the table where you just grab a D4, a D6, a D8, D10, 12, and just ka-chunk, and you make a character. You make a character, right? It's super fun. But they did the same thing for creating adventures. So they have a quest table. So, hold on here. And Trudvang's going to have their own. And I think this is a great way to teach a GM the flavor style of what your world should be. Like how you should be fulfilling the promise of a game, right? And in that setting. So I'm going to do this. I just want to see what we get. Because if Trudvang's going to do this, I feel like it's going to give us a really good look into how to make it. So in just this as a quest. So a D4, I got a 2. So at the first light of dawn, and then we need our D6. At the first light of dawn, 4, gossip, and then 8, 5. At the first light of dawn, gossip, Rubald, a greedy but humorous mallard merchant, shows up with a D10 as a 6. Claim, so he's claiming something. 10, then we got 10, which is a book. Claim book, okay. And then 6, which is Night Eyes. So the way it works is one day, at the first light of dawn, the character comes across, and then you got gossip. Character comes across some gossip from Rude Bull, a greedy but humorous mallard merchant who wants to claim. And then it was it a book? A book. And then the book of a book called The Night Eye. You just generated the beginning of a quest. And then from there, again, I like to call these spark tables. You could turn this into whatever the fuck you want. But it's flavored to what you want for like open world GMing, like emergent GMing. And then they do the same thing for a journey. You could be like, the journey is hard and miserable in the shadow and ends in the shadow of a mountain. There is a forgotten tomb surrounded by thick fog. This place is called the Dark Hand. Story. I don't know. I think it's a genius way to teach people how to spark and make a game out of nothing. But love this. I love the look. I'm super cool that there's a world book. I didn't know that was coming out. I don't think they mentioned it. This is some fucking Warhammer shit right here. Jorgis Bestiary. Classic monster manual for Trudvang returns. Example of strange and horrifying creatures found in the tome. Brought beast, old dwarven warn of the young by murmuring of these horrors that lurk in the deep. Byse? Byse? B-Y-S-E. Boyce? Might be Boyce. A troll-like creature whose happy helpfulness can easily be exchanged for pure meanness. Hermtersier? Jay, you'd be better at this than I am. In the bellies of the giants of the north, it is said that rare white gold can be found. And is this Yardrus? Said that the most ancient creature of all, Trudvang, and the times when the elves wander their gods of Vineyard. Oh, God, this art is so fucking pretty. Look at this thing. The Saga of the Black Star. Dude. This reminds me of Mythic Bastion Lands when we did the Star one. A legendary 4-port epic campaign in Trudvang revised and published for English for the first time. In this legendary saga, the characters will travel the width and depth of Trudvang to unveil a dark conspiracy and face a threat of cosmic proportions. This is fucking Willow. Wildheart, the Snow Saga, the Fire Soul, the Death Storm. Ooh, new. Is that a mini or art? That's art. That's wild. That's fucking dope looking. I still don't know what this little shoulder paw. I guess maybe it's a symbol. A new cloth map. I love collectors. I love iconography. Have I talked about this on the show before? So I had a theory when I was working for 2 video game companies and a book company. I believe when you go to a shelf in the day where all art, all book covers, all video game covers are just art splattered. When you see a line of games across, like when you went into GameStop back in the day, things like the Halo franchise or Myth, because it was a logo spread across the shelf of a bunch of art pieces, they stood out and got picked up more than others. So I tested this when I worked at GameStop in the mall. And I would put them out, and I would watch people pick up games, and they would always pick up the one with the symbol, even if they didn't buy it, because they want to know what the fuck it is. These covers, I believe, cause a purchase on a shelf or a pickup more than art on a cover. I firmly stand behind this. So when you're looking at this piece, when you're looking at this, I think these have a better chance of being picked up and looked at or purchased on a shelf than a regular book. I just do. I just feel like this stands out more on a shelf. Fucking cool. The story of Trudvang, they got to break it all down. More amazing. I've seen some of this art. I love their cityscapes. Those like winding up through the cliffs. I love that. Or through the hills. The art of Trudvang is amazing. Dude, this dude right here. I think that's a troll if I remember from the description. We went through all those before. What's this? Virtual tabletop. Oh, they're going to be on virtual tabletops. I know. I'm so surprised when things are on Foundry. I'm always surprised. I know people play there and they like it, but I'm always surprised because you don't pay for anything there. It's free. I don't know. It's a weird concept. Stretch goals, core rules, the world of Trudvang, all books, separate items, digital items, Jorgi's bestiary. Those are the stretch goals. Boom, 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 boom. Jesus Christ. Soundtrack. Yeah, baby. Look at that. Boom. Ooh, that's cool looking. Digital art book. Second book ribbon. Oh, this art's so good. Solo mode. Already unlocked. How's this already unlocked? How much have they raised? Jesus Christ. Yes. Yes, the standees. I fucking love these. I travel with these standees in a box all the time. They're so good for gaming on the fly. Bonus adventure. The Frost Elves, interviews and previews. Here's all the stuff. These are the different buy-ins you can do. I love the Dragon Bait. Dragon Bait box set is still one of the top box sets of all time. It's like top 3. Text-only version. Trudvang is back with text-only version. Cool. So they're doing 2 print runs of this. So here's what I want to know. Where are they at? Let's zoom out. Jesus Christ. They're almost at 1 mil with 21 days to go. Good for them, man. Fuck yes. Well, I'm going to back this. I wonder what the backing levels are. I didn't look at the backing levels at all. So we have the Storm Rider bundle. What is it down here? I want this version. Oh, where you can get both, where you get the collector's and this. What is just the collector's version? Is there just a collector's edition? Yeah, this one here. February of next year. Is there details on this? I just want to know what the US cost is. What is this in SEK to US? I don't know the conversion anymore. About $322 for this collector's edition. Damn, man. I don't know if I want to spend that much. I do really want it. This is cool. I'm super excited for this. So, anyway, that's Trudvang. I think this is going to be amazing. I hope they hit 1 mil, man. This company has never done me wrong. Yeah, I saw at the bottom, Jay. I didn't notice it at first. This company has never done me wrong. They never steered me wrong. Their shit is always solid as fuck. I feel like they always deliver. Always. So with that, let's close out Chrome. Let's bring up Acrobat. Let's go over to what we need here. I'm gonna close this. So we have both Darkspaces up. I'm gonna set these up for scroll. I'm gonna watch Adobe Acrobat choke, because we all know that Adobe Acrobat is a piece of shit. And it loves to choke. So we're gonna do single page view. We are gonna do scroll. Enable scrolling. I'm gonna go to here. Do the same thing for this one. This is the full version of the book. So currently, before I'm gonna mark and put the thing up so I can crop it and put it out for a review piece. At the end, I'll do that. Normally, this thing is, I think they said it's going to come out in March. Right now, it's out to backers, and then for some reviewers like myself. And then in March, you're going to be able to pick it up from their website, which I put down in the slab below. You can find that there. That actually has their GMing The World website. They're selling it there. I think they're going to do kind of what Arcane Library did. I'm not 100%. I think a lot of us are going to be doing that. Like, I'm going to be moving that as well, I think, and just having things on my site. Because Drive-Thru RPG taking money from me to do this is nuts. Because I don't think that their search features really do dick and all. We'll see. So I asked him what was different. Like, what has been added? Now, here's the list. Are you guys ready for this? There's so much. Here's the big highlights. Text species options, revised archetypes, new archetype machine-based, corruption, hacking, vehicles, ship design, ship archetypes, the GM chapter, one-page settings, solo emergent play, random table generation, more denizens, legendary denizens, more advanced tech. It's 3 times bigger than the original and tons of new artwork. That alone is what we're looking at today. It's 4:22. I'm going to give this to like 5:30. I'm going to go through it. And I want to record my 15-minute synopsis to put out for people, right? I want to have that for people to be able to look at. This is nuts. Also, let's pause this. I'm going to get us some sci-fi music to look at this. Let's see if White Bat, I haven't produced any sci-fi music yet, but White Bat does. Mr. White Bat, Mr. White Bat. What do we got? White Bat Audio, Synth Freak. This sounds good. What do we got here? It's quiet for me. Ooh, down. Perfect. I might have to turn it down again afterwards. We'll see. It looks like it's a ramp up. Okay, I'm down. Perfect. So, with that said, let's take a look through this. I'm going to slide this over so I can see it a little bit better, and I'm looking at the screen while I'm reading it. I'm going to slide this back across so I can see this. I'm going to slide this so I can see what I'm at over there. All right. Darkspace, everybody. First off, I looked at the first version before I talked to the 2 creators, and I dug in pretty hard on some of the why are these abilities and classes stacked this way. And I think, from my understanding, is they read through that, did all their playtesting, and took some stuff to heart. I still love that things that are Shadow Dark have this beginning table. I think those are great. With your weapons, your explosives. We've went through all of this stuff before. Pardon the yawn. Now we got ship armor up front. Made from GMing The World Press. Table of contents. My boys have put hyperlinks. Good man. Good man. So he said text species is new. And revised archetypes. So let's go to text species. Ooh. I like the reference across the top. I love that span the category. Nick, I don't know if you got a chance to look at this at all, but I'm pretty interested to see if you have. this new version. I don't know if you backed it. From the androids of Blade Runner and Star Wars, the Space Marines of Warhammer, science fiction has always been fascinated with the life shaped by technology. Here are 2 ways you can use technology with your species in Darkspace. Androids and power armor spacers. Woo! Androids are sentient artificial intelligence and manufactured bodies that might look organic or robotic and come in a vast array of shapes and sizes. This seems weirdly larger. Is that a formatting choice? All right, let's get out our highlighter. Highlight me, bitches. Do I have highlight up now? No. Highlight up now? Yes. Perfect. So I'm not sure why that seems like a different font size to me, but I think it is. So that's something to think about. Species, trait, mechanical. You do not require food, drink, that kind of stuff. Archetype, androids can choose any archetype. They can choose machine-based archetype if they would prefer to be multifunctional android. Background of innovation, they can have anything. Triad. Triads, they're psionics in this game. Just so people know what it comes from. Power armor. Species trait, any, including the following. So yeah, like this is large, but it isn't here. So that's a weird choice. I'm not quite sure what that is. That must just be a little hiccup. Some spacers may just be a guy in a suit. All their specialties come from a specialized suit of power armor. Life support, same thing. Archetype machine base, background, anything. Triad power armor spacers can take triad stuff. Awesome. They said there's new archetypes. I'm gonna zoom out one. A lot of new art. A lot of new art. Look at this. I like some of this new black and white. So I remember, I'm gonna go to strong. We're gonna do the same thing here. I want to compare. I'm not gonna do this for everything, right? Like I don't have time to do all of them, but I want to see like what sample changes are and how they clean things up. So we're gonna go to the strong hero area. Right, so here's the strong hero and their talents. Okay, and then we have strong hero here. Weapons all, armor same, D8, heavy lifter, number of gear slots equal to strength score plus 10. Is that the same? Add your, no, it's different. They took con out and went strong. Okay, cleaner. Much cleaner verbiage, by the way. Much cleaner. Weapon expertise, pick a category weapon. Like blunt weapons, you get a +1 attack and damage to that weapon type. In addition, add half your level to those rolls. Might. You have advantage on checks to overcome a great feat of strength, such as kicking a door open, a stuck cargo hatch, or pulling a robot's arm off. And this one is weapon expertise still there, but they have grit, is what they called it, but they changed it to might. Way better terminology, like labeling and naming convention. Let's look at the talents. My thing is, I didn't think the talents were weighted well, and they weren't evocative enough to me to want to pick some of them or want them. So now we get the, well, let's look at the old version. The old version was gain weapon expertise with 1 additional weapon, +1 melee attack, +2 to strength, dex, or con. We're going to have that in every one of the classes. That's core Shadow Dart. Choose 1 category of armor, you get an AC bonus to that, and then choose a strong talent or 2 points to assign. Now, they've kept a lot of this, except for cleave is now the level 2, and I like that. My biggest critique in the last one was that the level 2 should have all been like a cool special ability, something you didn't get in the class, as it makes you feel special. And it looks like they may have done that for all of them. They sure did. Trick shot. So let's go look at Quick Hero. This is our last comparison we'll do, like this in this area, but just to see. Sure enough, gain advantage on initiative rolls, reroll of a duplicate, right? Well, they basically said trick shot once per episode, reroll a misarranged attack. Really cool. If you already have trick shot, gain additional use per episode. I like this. I like that they added this. I think that's a great bonus. They fit it all in here. It fits into this. This makes me happy. So we're going to go back. We're going to go to table of contents. We're going to look at something else that's different. Archetypes, new archetypes, machine-based, corruption. What is corruption? Corruption, page 48. This is new. Whenever a spacer is presented with a situation that will result in a form of corruption, they must make a check. Oh, wait. Does this have rules up here? Here we go. The downward spiral. Speaking of Nine Inch Nails. Addiction, aggression, mutation, a computer virus, cyberpsychosis, a dark side, eldritch insanity, zombification. These are all things that are corruption. Corruption is a catch-all term used to describe any phenomenon that results in a slow descent towards permanent end. Yes, this is good. The optional rules presented here can be used to represent this corruption in whatever form it takes in your setting. The inclusion of these rules should be communicated at the beginning of the campaign or adventure, as it could result in a character loss. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair, but honestly, too bad. I don't care if you lose your character. I'm kidding. I like that. Whenever a spacer is presented with a situation that would result in a form of corruption, they must make a check. Failure will result in gaining a corruption point. A critical failure results in a side effect. A critical success results in an immediate restoration. What the circumstance of that situations are, along with the relevant stat and the DC, are up to the GM. Examples include these. Okay, I like that. Real clean. Corruption points. Corruption points measure how close a spacer is to permanent. Again, man, sometimes this font looks like it's larger or something's weird. I know I have it. I'm tired, but I don't know why this looks different to me. Some weird font stuff. Like, I don't know if they used like a bold or something weird, like what is the font family thing I'm thinking of? Inline bold or something like that. It's just something's off sometimes in some of these. Like, some look squished and other ones look big, like they're trying to fill the page. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Anyway, each time a spacer fails a corruption check, they take a corruption point. If their corruption points total ever passes their wisdom score, they have succumbed to the corruption and are unable to continue on the player. Okay, cool. So how many corruption points do we get? Equal to what? How many do we get? Wisdom score. So they can only get up to their wisdom score. I just read that. I'm a dumb shit. That's awesome. Spacers can reduce corruption points through resting. When taking rest, they may opt to forego healing instead to reduce the corruption points by the number of their wisdom bonus. Okay. This one needs to be specified. I know you heal all your hit points when you rest. So you're basically saying instead you're healing a condition. That's not bad. It's not bad. The slow descent of corruption can cause permanent side effects. Choose the appropriate side category. Oh, they got some tables here. Oh, dope. Technological, biological, D8 tables, emotional, mental, techno. This is really good. I don't like that these are touching. If these aren't touching, I would have made them both touch. Make them touch. Make them both touch. I would have found a way to align these a little bit, but that's just me I'm being picky right now. Being picky. Hacking got added. That was on the list as well. So now hacking, netrunning, slicing. How are you doing this? Hacking, Jay, we've had deep conversations about the use of hacking and computer use in tabletop RPGs. Specifically in, was it Pathfinder? Was it the 1E version of Bloodlines and Black Magic where like computer use was deep because you were going through all of your security stuff for computer? And I was like, bro, this stuff is too much for the average consumer. We had a lot of that. And then if you even go back to like Cyberpunk First Edition, it was like Minesweeper, and don't even get into Shadowrun. Holy fuck. Hacking has always been a nightmare. Cyberpunk Red is my favorite right now. Yeah, you can use your abbreviation if you want. So they have it in here. You have access, control, and net. Access is used for offensive capabilities as well, description, password cracking, and brute force. Control is used for maintaining persistent activities, disabling devices, mechanisms, and similarly manipulated tasks. They have hit points. And the net is used for defensive capabilities. Okay, I like this breakdown, which is like your AC. They have your hacking actions. Critical success doubles one numerical value. This is smart. This is what we are already taught with spells. So you might as well keep it that way. Smart use to replay that. You have critical failures, which needs to be repaired. DC 12 if you get a critical failure. D4 damage to the hacker. Then you have a breakdown of like network intrusions, hacking combat roles. Easy, medium, hard. I like that. I think I would have taken this table and done 2 columns or something. It's a little tight right here. Or I would have found some way to cut this verbiage out. It's just I don't know. It's a little jumbled. Or maybe put a space between. Because I know you're trying to hit your bottom margin. Interface crash. This is pretty detailed. Network topology, network generation. This is a little bit of stuff that we see in current Cyberpunk Red. Programs and malware. You got your gate, your burn, your hound. They definitely went in and pulled things out. Network nodes. I like their random tables. I remember when I went through the original version of this back in 2025, I really liked some of their tables. I thought they were really well made. Ooh. What is this? What is this? Is this how they're doing their networking? This is a little hard to read. I'm zoomed in fucking far. I feel like this, the font being used needs to be cleaned up. Because I can't read this. I don't know if it's a screenshot and put in instead of directly made in whatever program they were using. But this is really hard to read. And this is key. So my understanding is this is the Helios data store. And they're trying to teach you the hosted access, the obsidian wall that you're going through, and so on. And then the dissonant signal. This, I would rework this before you go to print. Hopefully you haven't went to print yet, but I don't think this is going to print very well. But I get the idea. I hope you also have a piece that kind of showcases how to use this. Network nodes. This is good. You can roll them all up again. I'm just zooming out so I can scroll quicker. I like this. I like the concept of having hacking in here. I want that cleaned up because I want to know how it works. Because I can see you're kind of teaching me the process to roll things out. But I don't know what that art piece, if it's just supposed to be an art piece, I would take the DCs out. If it's not supposed to be an art piece, I would, in a teaching tool, I would teach with it. Because there's another one here. And again, these are really hard to read. And I'm at, what am I at right now? 290%. Right? We chose really big text here. You should do the same down here. What else is new? We had rep before. So let's go back to table of contents. The next thing they told me was ship design and ship archetypes. So let's go to ship design. I know this was something we talked about when I interviewed them about making ship designs that were really cool. Really, really cool. So, ship design. A good crew needs a good ship in a Darkspace game. Many Darkspace games crew will either start with or end with a ship. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. So they have roles for designing a ship. I hope they kept this clean. I think the weakest part, I should say weakest. The most difficult part as a designer is to design fun ship combat rules. And I haven't read this yet, so I'm just speaking as a whole. Because I feel like a lot of times, like, look, I go back to this every time. I'm going to go back to it right now. I wanted to love Starfinder. But I will never forget sitting down and talking to one of the designers and them telling me I designed it to be Star Trek, where it's ship v ship, maybe 2 ships. And then it moved to the next group, and then the miniature stuff got involved, and it turned into mass combat, right? And that wasn't the purpose. And the rules don't work because they're set up to be 1v1, 1v2, not mass combat. And I remember when I had, God, what was it? It was probably something like 15 ships, and each one had 3 or 4 actions. And I was like, I am fucking done with this. This does not fucking work. I don't ever want to see that. Ever. So, Shadow Dark's easy, and Pirate Borg has shown how you can do some ship combat, and it's a little crunchy, but it's not super crunchy. I'm curious to see if they found a way to make this work. We'll see. I don't fucking know. So, design a ship. Ships in Darkspace are essentially characters with stats, HP, AC, etc. Sure, that makes sense. They've already been trained that. Why retrain them? Role-based stats do the same way you would a typical Shadow Dark character. Ships might be exceptionally agile, but look like a piece of junk, so on and so forth. So, hit points equal 10 plus con. AC equals 10 plus dex. Design budget, roll 1d10 plus 5 times 1,000 creds. So, if you roll 10, you times it by 1,000 creds. This is used to purchase the systems and features of the ship. Whether or not the crew still owes a debt at the beginning of the campaign is up to the GM. Alternatively, the crew has saved up credits in the course of their jobs and adventures. They may use it to buy it instead. I like that. This is really clean. This reminds me a little bit of the Edge of the Empire stuff. What did Jay put? Man, knowing layout does not make one a designer. That's true. That's very true. Purchase base systems. So sublight, communications, memory bank. Ship classification, see below, record numbers for systems. Purchase additional components using stock ships. Choose a stock ship, select one of the stock ships, design in that section, and record the base stats, AC, HP, systems, and so on. Budget, roll 1d10 times 1,000 credit for your design budget. So if you're using a stock ship, you're taking away basically that plus 5. I like that. That's this here, in theory, in my brain, those comparatively make a lot of sense between a design versus a remodel budget, right? How you customize ships. Additional slots can be purchased. There are 1,000 credits apiece, but cannot exceed the total of 10 in each category. The ship's level is always equal or greater than the average crew level. When the crew level CL increases by 1, so does the ship's level. Okay, that's cool. So you're basically letting the ship level up with you so that it is always on par. I really like this. This is very clean. Very clean, easy to do. Upgrading ships. Does that mean that, hold on a minute. Does that mean that one that has a lot of crew that's required, if you do you shit can your weak crew? If it takes more than just players, do you shit can those fucking people? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? That is a question I would have for the designers. I would want to know. Upgrading spaceships. Upgrading ship stats. Additional stats can be purchased. It would be +1 increment per 1,000. Advanced ship systems. Advanced systems grant advantage to use of that system. Advanced sublight and FTL drives cut travel time in half. Advanced energy shields grant a +4 to AC versus energy. Okay, so they got some systems. Command crews. Oh, God, they did the crews. This is where it gets a little weird for me. Every spaceship requires a command crew to function. Some require for combat action. Some require for missions and downtime. Here's a list of command crew titles. Feel free to add your own as you see fit. Only some ships will have all of these. Okay, so it's not all of them. Captain, pilot, co-pilot, gunner, astrogator, chaplain, cook, engineer, ensign, medic, quartermaster, salvage engineer. Explorer class. Looks like a drop ship. Are these top down? I can't tell if this is top down or a flight. I don't know if that's like rocket takeoff or if it's how we're supposed to be looking at it. I would want to know that. I think it's probably top down, but the ladder is what makes me question. I know you need that stuff when you're in space to climb around and shit like that. So you got base system 7. So they've given these nice little templates. Oh, and they gave them talent tables. Okay. Once per episode, repair a ship system without making a check. +1 use if the ship already has it. This, boys and girls, dude, fucking yes, man. Genius simplicity. This is how I did ships for Athantia. So I'm gonna say I like it because that's what I did. Good job. I love this. I love this class stuff. That's great. Yeah, it is. Okay, it is top down. All right, cool. This next ship definitely helps sell the tail. I would probably put top down right here. Fighter class ships, 10, 3 shots. Barrel, do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll. Look at this, guys. Look at it. This is how they did it. I was fixing something in the background, so I couldn't show you guys all this, but it's fixed now. So you have all these pieces. You have all the class pieces. You have your Explorer class ship, but they made them so they're like templated, right? Fighter class ship. I love this. This is really good. A fighter, or is that a frigate? A freighter class. And then they get extra space on them, and their talents is sensor countermeasures. A gunship. Ooh, this almost looks like it's got a little color to it. Weird. Gunship class. They get ablative plating 3 times per episode. Researcher class. I love... This is some Star Trek science vessel right here. I love that. Bravo. Research class. Scientific probe. The yacht class. Escape drive. Space travel. Dude, this was a great addition. This is a great addition. Really fucking good, boys. You guys did an awesome job with this. This is probably my favorite part so far. You have your space travel, FTL, charts. I remember this briefly. I don't think you guys did anything with this. So I'm not going to go through all the astrogation, but know that they are in here and combat gets handled like regular person to person. So we're going to go back to table of contents again. And we're going to hit the GM chapter. I think GM chapters are the most poorly written chapter in almost every TTRPG. I think they suck. I think they're done poorly. I think they're usually garbage. I think that they don't teach a GM how to run the game the way you want them to run it. I think it's the same information that I've seen in every fucking book. The goal of the GM section should be to loosely teach them how to GM, but it should be to teach them to GM your fucking game. Now, that is my broad statement. Nothing to do with Darkspace. That's my broad statement on GMing. But I believe that they suck almost all the time. Okay? Okay, we're on the same page. So, all the galaxy to stage, unnamed godlike alien. Truth. Core ethos, already setting tone. In addition to the Shadow Dark core ethos in the Game Master, which I really did like that part in the Shadow Dark book. I think it's very good. Simple yet elegant, keep the action flowing. Darkspace is a narrative-driven game, not a simulation. I talk about game versus simulation all the time. The rules should never slow down the story. Character focus. Character stories come first. Focus of Darkspace is on the spacers. Adventures should take place at their scale. Even if a massive fleet battles are raging all around them, it should be the people, the players themselves. Smart. This is A+. 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 Motivation is the fuel of their story. Personal hopes, flaws, and loyalties drive spacers. These motivations push them to risk everything when tested. Space is dangerous. The cosmos wants you dead. The void is vast, merciless, and uncaring. Radiation, vacuum, hostile life forms, and cosmic forces all conspire to end the lives of unprepared travelers. Yes. Time. Every second burns away your chance for survival. As in Shadow Dark, time is valuable. Valuable resource. Energy cells, oxygen, tanks, other failing systems, which is fun. They use the torch timer in new ways, which I agree with. Oop, you broke a cardinal rule for me. You split a paragraph. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not necessary. I would have maybe looked at taking this and spreading it across or doing something, but I hate split paragraphs if you can handle it when you're teaching. Right now you're teaching ethos. I would never split like that because I already am up here going, what did I read before? Every energy cell, oxygen tank, and failing systems, ... Everything runs out. All of these can be given a timer. Don't limit yourself to a light source. Agreed on the concept. It works until it doesn't. Darkspace. Spacers don't track every bullet energy cell charge. Instead, weapons, systems, gear keep working until you roll a 1. That's when you find your pistol empty, your blaster out of charges. I like that. I think that's great. It's really clean. Salvage. One spacer's junk is another's hope for salvation. Everything has value. Ruined ships, discarded tech, and even scraps of alien metal may mean survival. Salvage isn't just loot. It's life. I love this. This is true. Because I know how their salvage system works and everything else, I think that is a very truthful statement. These are the things I would have written across the top of my GM screen to keep myself in check while I'm running something, especially if I was new to this game. I do a breakdown when I run games. I have it here? I don't. I go through and make my own GM note sheets. You've probably seen me do it before. I'm going to be doing it here for Dragonbane and showcasing what that is for Athlantio, like what my purpose is running the game. I make it for myself every time I run something new, and I reference it to keep myself in check. Exploration. You can't take the sky away from me. Aww, little firefly, little. Everything floating, derelict, space station, worlds hold both danger and discovery. Curiosity drives spacers into the unknown, and what they find shapes the galaxy. Mystery. Mystery answers always spark more questions. Strange signals, forgotten ruins, and alien remnants evoke curiosity. But they never easily give up their secrets. Great. Perfect. Page 1. Boom. Dual spread. Running sci-fi games. Yes! You did it. Setting the tone. Decide the field. Balance wonder and fear. Shape it together. I'm curious about this section. Because this is not a common concept within Shadow Dark, although I think in a GMing style, shape it together is definitely part of my narrative games and how I tell stories. No matter how crunchy the system is, I always aim to shape it with my players. Setting the tone should never be just the GM's job. Invite your players into the process. Ask them what kind of game excites them. Listen to the energy they bring to the table and build on it. For example, in session 0, you might ask, do you want a game where the survival is always at stake? Or one where discovery and wonder take center stage? Should the story lean more towards pulpy heroics or gritty realism? Are you excited about heavy role-playing combat and a mix of both? This is perfect. This is perfect. When I set to do my mini arcs for Dragon Sandbox, I give them a thing and say, everyone check the thing you like the most. And I make sure to hit the ones that have a lot of it more than the ones that are a little. But I still hit the things for those other players. This Shape It Together is a great example of how to do that at your table. Smart, boys, smart. You did a good job. I like that a lot. Let's go up here. The answer becomes your compassion for tone. You did it again? Is that... And maybe that's its own thing. Keep it human. Ships and systems are fun, but what keeps the tone grounded are characters, their fears, their hopes, and choices of players. Yep, I agree. Bring it together. While tone may set the mood, it is the motivation that drives the action. Ask the group, what kind of crew are you? Scoundrel chasing quick credit, cutting deals, skirting the law. Are you doing whatever it takes to make it through one more day in the vast emptiness of space? Are you a group of spacers seeking discovery, wonder, and a chance to make a mark on the stars? Most Darkspace crews fall in the survivor category, but naming your shared drive up front gives the GM a compass and helps players understand what binds them. It also gives the players a compass to decide the direction they want to drive their narratives in. This is really smart. Really smart. And I love that this is the beginning of the GM chapter. Once you know your crew's motivation, you're ready to shape the kind of sci-fi, science fiction story they'll inhabit. Now, they're even going to break into story crafting. What makes a good sci-fi story? What makes good science fantasy? Right? Science fantasy. That's smart. Vile, symbolic technology, storytelling, science fiction, and what science fiction is. And again, they're breaking them into the same categories, explaining their different moral tensions, the vile, the virtuous, and the survivors. I still think virtuous and vile, I don't know, I don't like the double V's. I said this when they made it originally. I stand by it. I still think one of these should have been something else, not the same thing. That's just a personal thing of mine. Setting. Bring your own setting. One-page settings. Ooh. Boys, am I seeing a little Daggerheart framework here? Is that what this is? Is that what the one-page settings are? 12 pages of settings of these little frameworks? Framework babies? They look like framework babies to me. On the following pages, you will find 12 settings, subgenres, and science fiction that you can use as a template when creating your own setting. You smart motherfuckers. Bravo. It's good. It's good. Classification, diversity, backgrounds, morality, metaphysical. Are these hyperlinked? Oh, you missed it. Hyperlink these. Go back and hyperlink these. Hyperlink this shit. If you're going to tell me the page number, make that motherfucker hyperlinked. You probably just forgot, but I'm telling you in case you watch this later. Because then I can just click them and go there and go back. And if you have control arrow, you can go back and forth easier. Anyway, modules and rules. Okay, cool. So I'm going to zoom out. We have cyberpunk. They're giving you keywords, examples, descriptions, setting configuration, the quality, and the mechanics that you should be doing, and if things exist or not. So the background, any. Morality, motivation, metaphysical, none. Technology, projectile weapons, spaceships, none. Speed, none, right? Cyberpunk fantasy, then they got that. This is like your Shadowrun, right? They're even telling you Arcane, Final Fantasy, Shadowrun, Necromunda, and up here you can see that they said Blade Runner, Cyberpunk, Deus Ex, Ghost in the Shell, The Matrix, Neuromancer, right? Really clean. Military sci-fi, Starship Troopers, Ender's Games, Aliens, Halo, love it. Telling you what you should get. I would have liked to have seen 3-page frameworks, but I get what you're doing here. You're telling them what to pull from your book. It's still very, very good, right? Post-apocalyptic. Science. So post-apocalyptic, what is this? Fallout, Mad Max. I like this. Okay, good. Walking Dead, Terminator. All right. Science fantasy. Swords, lasers, exploration. This is Barsoom, He-Man, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. I didn't even think of running those kind of games with this. This is a pretty broad tool set. Again. Okay. Okay, smart. Sci-fi, hard. Hard. Foundation, Interstellar, The Martian, Ringworld, Hardspace, Shipbreaker. Awesome. Sci-fi soft. Brave New World, Doctor Who, Orphan Black, Gattaca, Fringe, Star Trek, Tales from the Loop. Space horror, 2001, Alien, Event Horizon, my baby. My baby. Pitch Black is in there too. Space opera fantasy. Dune, Stargate, Star Wars. Again, great breakdown. I just noticed they even put currency in. Does one of these have a different currency than credits? Yeah, gold-based. Yeah, okay. Again, smart. What else we got? Space opera. Wouldn't this also is space opera? Is that Firefly? Soft. Far Escape, my other baby. Western. Space Western, Firefly. Okay. All right. Tech Noir. Andor, Blade Runner. Cowboy Bebop. Dark City is another favorite. So is Highlander. Fuck, I didn't. You could do. How is Highlander tech noir? Is there androids in Highlander? I don't know if I like that reference. I love Highlander. I mean, sci-fi high. Oh my God. Could you imagine me running a sci-fi Highlander? Hold on. Boys, if you're watching this, I need to talk to you. If you're watching this, I have an idea for our mid-season game. I'll ping you after the show. So what else did we add? That was one page. Solo and Emergent is our next thing. So let's go back to the tables here, right? Let me go to table of contents. So we did all this. We did the Game Master. Good. First off, your Game Master section is really good so far. I'm proud of you. You did a good job. As two really good GMs, I'm happy to see a good GM section. Emergent, solo, and GMless play. In Emergent play, there is no predefined structure or story. Instead, the gameplay is defined as scenes. Players create and progress through together. The strength of Emergent play is collaborative, spontaneous, creative. I do a merger of story and Emergent kind of together. Like, I like to make the sandbox in some through threads, and then I let them weave Emergent in around what I'm making. Like, it's like I do the crochet frame and let them fill the rest in. The process can be used for GMless and solo play as well. Episode 3 acts as good, and I kind of break down what they are. Act 2, Act 3, Emergent process, pre-game setup, create a crew of spacers. If you're playing solo, 2 to 4 is recommended. If needed, create a ship or use one of the stock ships. They give you a breakthrough for Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. They're doing story breakdown. This cheat sheet, just an idea, saying this out loud, I would have fit this motherfucker into a bookmark. A double-sided bookmark. I would make it so that this fits on an 8.5 by 11, and it's a double-sided bookmark. Also, what size fucking book is this? I just realized this. What is this? This isn't A5. Is this? What is this? This is tall and slender. It's made for columns. It's not quite... I'm looking at book sizes. Is this trade? Is this like paperback? Trade paperback? What the fuck is this? Huh. Anyway, I would have made this into a bookmark. I don't know. I'm really questioning what size this is. Is it A5? Is it bigger than these? Yeah. These are different sizes. What the fuck? Jay, what is this? Nick, if you're here. Huh. I'm gonna have to ask him. It doesn't look A5. I'll see what he says. I'm curious. It seems like a different size. Or maybe the PDF is just different. Cool. Anyway, they have put an oracle here, danger level number, denizens, quality reaction, Inspiration prompts. These are what I call spark tables, just because that's what Chris McDowell calls them, and I think that's what they are. 5.5 by 8. Huh. It's an odd size, right? Huh. Yeah, so this is a 5.5 by 8, he said. 5.5 by 8. Talking to one of the designers in the background here. Exploration. Cool-aided site generation. They have civilization sites. How many tables do we get? Ship and space station. Space sites. Okay. Wilderness sites. Acid. You would need a lot for space-based stuff. This is smart. Points of interest. Planets. This is very, this looks like a comic book almost. Comic booky. Planetary system generation. I feel like planetary system generation was in the last one, right? I think it was. Starfaring. A little bit. Okay, cool. So they have how to build out a state area, building out, and they did the same. Oh, they had the Dragon Bait table in here. I love it. I love it. Oh, man, you had to cram to fit that fucking shit in here. Whew. That's tight. It's a tight table. Roll for each column. Disadvantage for uninhabitable rocks. Advantage. I don't understand why people abbreviate disadvantage with so many letters. You could just put DIS in caps. I think everybody would know what it is. That's just me. Settlement names. Okay, cool. You got like a Rusgar watch. That's nice. Different settlements. Okay, so we've been through settlements before. So, all right. He said the next big thing that they added was denizens. So let's go back to table contents. He says there are a bunch of new denizens. You know, everybody, I love monsters. Godlike aliens. Boy, do I hate godlike aliens. I'll take a critter over a godlike alien anytime. John Craxton, Earthling. I mean, look, you're not wrong. Dude, that's a aetherphage. Okay. You really... Is that how that letters work? Huh. That they're in this font? Do we have any art from this time? Oh, yeah, I got a little bit. Nice. Did you go with the Z? Wait. Oh, these are not monsters. I went with charisma. I would have went with the Z, man. Would have went with the Z, personally. Also not a big fan of broken stat block lines when I'm trying to read stuff. I know it's a clusterfuck, because like here you can see it fit just because of the monster, but I like my stat lines on one. I almost like giving them their own space. I've really been thinking about putting them up here. Like, if you were doing this, I haven't talked to Nick about this. I was going to do it next time we do our chat together. But I thought about just fitting them here and then moving these up. But I digress. Lots of monsters, though. Automata, I like when they're grouped like this. Oh, that's cute. This needs to be a 3D print. Someone needs to make this bitch into a 3D print, this little guy here. He needs a 3D print. He deserves one. Different max binary sprites. Then you got like captains and colonials. I maybe would have put all the ship guys together. Like I would have put crew and put all the crew together in an area. Because when you're looking for one, you're probably going to be looking for all of them. And I would want all of these guys together in the same spot. And then just did a category crew and put them under that. Just like you did for dinosaurs, dragons, all that kind of stuff. Because I don't think they were in their own category. Unless I'm wrong. No, they're not. Yeah, I would have put them in their own category. Because you have Automata in. I would have done that for those. I think it would have been smart. Because I could print that sheet and keep it with me for ship combat stuff. Dragons. Let's not deal with dragons, everybody. Let's just fucking bypass those dicks. Ooh, I like this art. Is she missing a leg? She is missing a leg. She's like cybernetically. That's. I bet she's corrupted. A mix of flesh, metal, and leather, this punk rock captain is known for her deadly headbanging and twirling attacks. I think it's this one. Is that? Yeah, it is. I think it's that. That's cool. Oh, it's made by somebody? This maybe. I wonder if this was part of their Kickstarter, maybe. That they got to create a named person. Terrifying ship raider, kind of before. Okay. A deadly headbanging. Oh my god. It's an actual thing. The spike bat ore. Yeah, this is her. This is the spike bat ore. That's super cool. Oh, hi, Serving Hands. I see you're here now. I hope your Lady Gaga concert was good. The Hocken. Generation Ship Stingray Pilgrim 7. Cool. Like, see, like, General could have been in there, too, in the crew. You got art for... Is this an actual thing now? A Ghost Void, maybe? Curious as to what is this? Oops. Is this the Ghost Void? Thanks. He said legendary denizens were created by other RPG creators. That's awesome. Yeah, I see Ghost of the Dead Planet. I mean, I see a special name right here. The Ghost of the Dead Planet is a figure of blue haze and stars. It vaguely resembles the form of a creature beholding it. The very thoughts give it shape. It cannot die. It can only change states in life. It surges the titanic heat and clamor. In death, it is a small thing, reflected quietly upon what it once was. The Ghost of a Dead Planet walks among us, eternal, waiting for the endless cycle of destruction and rebirth to begin again. Level 19. This is how you die, boys and girls. She made you murder. She made you murder. Cool. Goon. I always love this word for thugs, man. Hackers. Grim Snarl. That's cool. Nocturnal predator found in the forest of planets. The distinctive stripe. The bone plating running from their nose to tail. All right, that's cool. Griffiths. Hello. No, I don't want to fight you. That sounds like a bad cargo hold. I am out. Oh, this is Baron Derop. Okay. Nice. Ooh, here's a big one. Tongue Lash, Shocking Burst, Hibernate, Legendary, Tremor Hunt, Impervious. That's cool. Let's not fight that. It's a fucking level 15. Final Transmission. Yeah, that happens. Intrusion countermeasures, Echo. Oh, that's cool. So you got all the IC together. I like that. Your junk bots. T.A. Miller. Junk bots. I like that. V1, 2, 3, 4. They're all a little different. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Better and faster. Defeated. I love this. Is cute. This is a fun little workup for this. Okay, I see something flying in the background. I see all the creatures. I was trying to figure out what this is. Is it spewing something? What is it spewing? Oh, it's a lunar siren. Oh, okay. Space Stroller, Regenerate, Conductive Gel, Warble. Oh, it's their Mind Power Warble, I bet, or Overload. All right, gotcha. Yes! Yes, horror! Horror. The Metaform. Metaformer, I'm in. Sold. Sold. A+. Just the art alone, I'm sold on that. Alpha form, gamma form, beta form, omega form. Cybernetic organism of an unknown origin. Adaptive helper, that's cool. Lost sentient race, metamorpher. Can reform its body. The former ever drops to 0 points. The metaform reforms to the next form in the series. So they like power up. I love it. I love it. What is this fucking monstrosity with a rocket jetpack? That looks like an orc. Orcateer! God damn it. You fuckers. You're fucking kidding me? An Orcateer? Holy shit. Little note for me. I built an entire Rocketeer getup that I wore for Halloween a couple years in a row when I was a kid, and I built it in class. I got sent to detention for building a Rocketeer. I got in trouble at school, but it was dope. I think my mom has a jetpack somewhere still. I built a jetpack out of, I cut 2-liter bottles and molded the line and I think I stapled or riveted. I think I riveted the lines of a 2-liter bottle to another 2-liter bottle to make the circumference, if I remember correctly. And then use that to draw and shape everything else. And I don't remember what I did. I think I had a cardboard bowl for the bottom of it or the top of it to make the rocket. And it had I put a, streamers out of the bottom for fire. I can't remember. I had something else in it to where if the wind was blowing, it could blow through the tube because I didn't have a fan in it at that age. I probably could have stole one, but oof. Hello. The fuck are you? Sagittar. Okay, nice. These legendaries are fun, man. Smuggler, again, Smuggler Sergeant would like to have that under one. Ship Medic, all those. Space Bat, yes. New Sting Bat, baby. Darting Pale Insect Bat with 4 wings and lamprey mouth chews on power cables. Those motherfuckers. Space Dweller, immune to harm and vacuum, cool. Star Spawn. Hello, Narwhale of Death. The fuck? Starhorn, I was close. Hey, it's Dungeon Damsel. Nice. Gore Charge, move up double near in a straight line, make 1 gore attack. Illusion, Tusk projects illusions of baby Starhorn, who appears to be injured. Dick, move. Dick, move. That is awesome. Huh. Oh, weird. I don't see it either. Is anybody else having a hard time talking in chat? Serving just said that she can't get her chat to work. Not entering what type in chat. Let me check something in the background here really quick. I don't think it's on my end, but you never know. So let me check. Let me make sure I didn't like fuck something. I don't know. I don't know what it caused it. I don't know. I don't want to end the stream. Those are normal. That's normal. It's not on a memory stream only. Let me try typing something. Huh. Yeah, my hello didn't come through either. Oh, no, it did. No, it did. Huh. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Well, no, there's definitely some issues. So if I type in my pulled out chat box from Windows, this is the Chrome window, right? That's Chrome. That pops. Okay. If I go to my dock and type in my dock in OBS, this is OBS dock, and I hit enter, it does not show in them. I can only use the Chrome window. So it has to be Chrome. And only a Chrome window shows up to where I can pop it up in here. So there's definitely something wrong with the apps because OBS essentially uses an app version when you're using the dock. That's fucking weird. And you're not seeing any messages pop up, huh? If you were on your PC, you probably would. Are you looking at it on TV or on your phone? Before I dive back into this. Yeah. Oh, so yeah. So one of the designers said they tried talking in chat too. It's not me. It's YouTube right now. YouTube is fucked. YouTube is fucked. Fucking did. That's bullshit. Yeah, so emotes work though. So if you're at your computer, it works, but your phone doesn't work. Because I had conversations from Jay earlier. Jay, do me a favor. Try typing in chat, because I'm assuming you're at your computer knowing you. And you're using Chrome. That's my guess. Jay, if you could try typing anything. Yeah, DMing the world, see? Boop! Emotes. Hi, buddy. Yeah, it's definitely seems to be Chrome. Serving was saying, I'm trying to talk in chat, but YouTube isn't posting my comments. Not sure why. I checked Reddit, and it looks like YouTube isn't sending messages through unless it's emotes, at least for app users. You're on your computer? Weird. So my Chrome worked. And we have pieces from earlier that work. That's so fucking weird. YouTube just had that big outage a couple days ago where all of YouTube was down. So maybe they're still having something there, but it's okay. At least the audio is coming through. I have Discord up on the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up in Discord for those who are not in it. Let me slap Discord. I will go to... Where is our live show chat? I will be in the live show chat as well. If you use non-English, it might work. What the fuck is going on? It did work. Serving just working black magic. Fucking fuck is going on? Well, if you need me during the live show, so I'm going to type here, hey, at everyone. YouTube chat is borked today. I'll also have hashtag live show chat up. Feel free to talk in there, everyone. Or in general, I mean, I would prefer live show to keep it contained. It's impacting the English language. I mean, fuck. Back to the show. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't plan that. This is fucked up. The Starhorn, great little trapper. I love it. This is Solus. This is Solus. We lost control. Something's above us. No heat, no drive. It's alive, and oh god, it has a mouth. Our hull is dissolving. Armor is melting. Power is dead. Thrusters won't. Mayday, mayday. Somebody help us. Y'all foot. Oh, look at the fucking librarian himself. Assistant librarian. You got some good people to come through and make you some shit. Bob the world builder. Thrawn, the Crimson Angel. Did you give them prompts, or did they get to make full on whatever the fuck they wanted? Or did you give them a list saying, I need these? And they made them. I'm curious. The Traveler. Well, that's cool. Fun times indeed, serving hands. Fun times indeed. Troopers. Oh, I see a little. I see a little Star Wars here. A little Star Wars, nice. Or Knights. More good monsters. A Void Kraken. Denizens by level. This is a. Oh man, this is a must. This is a must. Good job. I love that you kept this in here. I loved it was in. I think it was in the last one. I love books that use them though. Little cybernetic work here, right? Super dope. And then what else we got? Advanced tech. So let me go back to our private chat. Hi Nessie. Chat's not working. Apparently, I have live show chat up in Discord. Apparently, you have to use another language to type, like you see Serving Hands has done here, and emotes work. But apparently, English language is borked right now. So after those, legendary, more advanced tech was the next thing that he told me to take a look at. So I'm going to go back to table of contents. We're going to look at more advanced tech. More advanced tech. Gizmos, gadgets, and gear. We got the best tech this side of Ganymede. Upgrades, yes. One of my favorite things, and some people won't remember this. And the old Star Wars systems in West End games, they had manufacturers that came out in one of the magazines. And I carried that over to Athontia where you could buy from manufacturers to get new things placed upon your weapons or your gear or your armor. I always loved that concept of like buying something from a manufacturer made it better. Like buying Craftsman back in the day means you got a lifetime warranty, right? Like that kind of shit's cool. So I'm hoping we see some of the enhancements in here, maybe some manufacturers. I don't know if that's what we're going to see, but I love that. Cybernetic implants, ship and vehicle upgrades, Skillsoft. I love Skillsoft. Skillsoft's one of my favorite things in Cyberpunk. Advanced tech descriptions, alien incubation pod, ballistic accelerator, beam saber, auditory amplifier. You got a weird, I don't know if you're trying to center these at all. This one's centered a little weird. I'm just picking in case you guys still get to go through and do stuff. Because like I'm talking, I don't know if you want a larger headspace on the words than the bottom, where you have them centered. Cryo tubes. Is that a blink drive? A cybernetic part? What is this art for? Man, it's obviously like a lightsaber. Is it on this side, maybe? Force shield, focus departure, data jack, and cyber weapon. I'm curious what this is. I don't know what one it goes to, but it should be next to the piece. Cryo 2, commission wave emitter. Oh, it says here. Found it. It's this one. Concussion wave emitter, I think. No, it's projectile weapon. No, it's not it either. I don't know what that one goes to, but it looks like a lightsaber. Healing boost, hydraulic, hanger bay, hyper neurons. That's cool. I like that. That's a really, your dex stat is based on your level. Really fucking dope. Really, that's a fun mechanic, like for the benefit, right? Integrated comm links, of course, scanners, ion shielding, jump jets. Yeah, baby. Can't be a fucking, you can't be a space marine without it. Are we going back to lat speak? Maybe. Oh man, that is so creepy that you're able to type in that. It's so creepy. It's so creepy. You could type. Nessie says, how many languages do you need? I can type in Japanese or Chinese. Look, dude, I used to know some. I know some words in different languages, but I'm not fluent. I'm not openly fluent in any language anymore. I used to be able to speak and understand some Russian. I could never write it. Just because I had a lot of clients that were Russian back when I was doing guard work. Paint editors? Yes, dude. Radiation plating, polarized lens, radiation shield, range finder. Self-destruct. Hold on a minute. Did I miss the lightsaber? Like, did you guys call it something like a Star Saber, maybe? Star Saber, maybe? No? Huh. Tractor beams, teleportation. So those are some more teleportation beams. That's cool. Lots of extra shit here. Armor upgrades. Lead speak, man. Gotta go. I know lead speak. I used to. So armor upgrades, I would have hyperlinked these personally, just because if you're going to have a table in a PDF and you're going to tell them the pages it's on, you might as well just hyperlink these for them to make life easier. Cybernetics. That's a cool cyber arm. Bravo. I like this. That's a really cool looking arm. Very different. Tons of gear. Inspirational reading. I actually love that you guys did this. Some people have problems with them. I enjoy the inspirational reading to get you in the mood for what you're writing and designing and running your games. Then you have a gauntlet. Introductory citizen level, Darkspace adventure. I love that you have this called citizen level. That's very fun. Very fun. System reports, offline random drives. I'm just scrolling through because I feel like I've seen a lot of this stuff. That's a fun little spaceship design. Man, the dots are tiny. I guess it's just a halftone shader. See here, I can read these again pretty well, right? Like, this is good, but those other ones were hard to read. This font's a little difficult, but when it's really small, I couldn't read it on the hacking section. And then credits. Cover art. Writing. Darkspace logo. Contributors. Editing team. Aww, nice dedications for everybody. Third-party publishing. Awesome. Is this the back page? Random spacers. The job. I want to know what the back page is. I want to know what you did. Journey into the Journey into the Shadows and Darkness, the Space of Fortune and Glory. 265-page rulebook. Okay, so you did a traditional back page instead of a Shadow Darky backs page. Boys, this bitch is big. Let's talk for a second. Look, man. If I was going to run a new sci-fi game, there is a good damn chance I would use this. A good damn chance that this is what I would run sci-fi with. One, I love Shadow Dark. Like so many other people do. And I feel like you all nailed the concept of overall Shadow Dark in space. And you gave the mechanics the life it needed to be a universal system. It's almost like Everyday Heroes for Shadow Dark and D20 Modern and D20 Future back in the day. You gave that sci-fi love that was needed to make this function. This is good. It's actually really good. I'm going to do my quick overview so I can clip this section. So we're going to record this really quick. I would tell you, I won't be answering chat, but that doesn't fucking work anyway. So I'm going to start recording. I'm going to go back to the full screen. I'm going to throw the show ad up. And then I'm going to mark the time so I can just clip it out of here. We are at 2:03. I'm going to say 20. And I'm going to start this music here. All right, 3, 2, 1, music. Hey, everybody. I got an advance copy, or if you were the Kickstarters for it, of Darkspace. This is the Shadow Dark sci-fi piece that we've all been waiting for. We already had like an 80-something page version, but this new one that came out, this Mamma Jamma, is 264 beautiful pages. There's a black and white. It takes the idea of Shadow Dark, adds a bunch of new components, and allows you to play any of your wildest wet sci-fi dreams. I looked through this before. I gave a bunch of my opinions on it. I was looking through. I've interviewed the guys behind this twice now. I think they've been on the show. And every time they bring back something that just is just a little bit better every time. They just grow more and more. So with that, I want to quickly go through not only what is in the book, but also what they told me has changed between the book. So you'll be able to pick this up in March. Down on the slab, there's a link to their website. Keep an eye out for it. As soon as I know about it, I'll also announce that it's out, because I'll do anything to support this work, because I like people making things for Shadow Dark. And this is one of those things that's just so different than what we regularly see. So I'm not going to dive through everything, right? Everything. But I am going to give you the new. We're going to go through the new in this. So let's jump over the table and take a look. All right, everybody, this is the cover for Shadow Dark. You know what it is. You'll notice it's a little taller. I'd asked one of the designers what this is, and it is now 5.5 by 8. So it's a different size than we're used to seeing. But all the things you expect, the tables in the front for your weapons, your armor, your explosives, your ship weapons, all of that is in here. It was in the original Darkspace, and it's created by these two wonderful gentlemen here. With that, I'm going to highlight, first off, it is hyperlinked. All this table of contents is hyperlinked. This is a big one now. Now, we're going to go through the things that are new. See if I can highlight these correctly. There is the tech species, the revised archetypes, and all of these are updated as well. They listened to probably what I said and what other people said, which is, I wish that they all had an ability they kind of picked up rolling on the talent tables. They did that for us. The machine base is new, along with the archetype for that as well. I know the machine base is new. Those are new. Okay? That's all new. Corruption, which is wonderful, is also new. Hacking, also new. They updated this and made hacking new. Really good. I can tell you the thing I think I was most excited about and that they crushed is everything in the fucking GM chapter, along with all of the one-sheet versions of games that you can play, sci-fi, westerns, tech noir, running the game, all of this new. Amazing. Amazing new stuff. Really clean. And then I skipped over the fact that they went in and when they were doing spacefaring stuff, they added ship design and some like core ship types that act like classes. New. Okay? Look at the highlights. I got already. Tons of new tables in here. Like new random generation tables, so there's a ton of that stuff in here. There's emergent play, so you can play solo as well for yourself, which is also new. A ton of new generators through here. New denizens and new legendary denizens designed by creators in the industry. Like Chalcedon has made one. Baron DeRop has made one. Bob the World Builder's made one. All new. Big, powerful, fun things to play with. Then they weren't done and they gave us advanced tech. So, is this book worth it? I'm going to tell you right now, whatever the price ends up being, it's worth it. Look at this. Half the book is fucking new. And everything's updated on top of that. So they're already knocking things out of the park with that. With that said, I'm going to click through some of this new stuff for you to see. So we're going to go here. Android's power armor, new. You want to play a Space Marine? You got it, dude. It's there. Archetypes, not only have they been updated, there's some new art throughout the entire book, tons of it. But for example, and I have two pulled up here so that I can show you the difference between them. But the biggest thing is they renamed things like might was grit before. They've renamed it. They've cleaned up the verbiage and all of this stuff. They have strength score for heavy lifter, and I think before it was a constitution. And then strong talents. You can see now you get cleave. Look, this is important. You may not know this, but it is important. And here's why. They found a way to take all of the things that were in their original book, their test, their little 86, I say little, their 86-page love letter to a space game, a sci-fi space game, and they cleaned it up. In the old version, it was Hauler used your con. Now we're using strength. It's a strong hero. On top of that, it used to be called grit. Now it's might. The old talent 2 was gain weapon expertise and 1 additional weapon. Well, look, they said, we heard you. Here's what it is. And I talked about it when I interviewed them. But I think during playtest, they probably heard the same thing because everybody wants to feel a little special. So instead of this, we're now getting this, which is cleave, an additional 1d4 damage when scoring a critical hit can be taken multiple times. Super fun. Now they've went through and added art and updated all of these. All of these. So if we go back, right, let's go back to the table of contents. We're going to be in and out of this quite a few times. And if you want to see my full breakdown on this, there'll be a link to the live show down below. And that has the entire walkthrough of this. I spent about an hour in this going through and looking at things. So let's look at the corruption and hacking. Corruption is super cool. They basically talk at the downward spiral, the irony, because I was talking about 9 Inch Nails during the live show before I read this. But corruption is a catch-all that it simulates all the things that we see in sci-fi, from your humanity to your dark side to becoming a zombie to that weird rare disease that's turning you into some cancerous alien creature. That's all things under corruption points. It's your wisdom score. You can restore it very easily when you rest. Instead of getting hit points back, you can choose to recover your wisdom bonus in this corruption. This is such an elegant way in one sheet to handle all of those fucked up things that happen in a sci-fi. It's great. And then they've given you some technology side effects and bio side effects and mental side effects and so on, giving you D8 tables to bust through these. Then they gave us hacking, and they did full-on hacking. They talked about doing it. Hacking is difficult. I didn't know what it would become, but this is it. You have not only hacking, the most elegant piece in this for me is they're giving you 3 modes, 3 things, which is used for offensive capability, used for maintaining persistence and active and disabling devices. And then you have the last one, which is defensive. So that's your ACC, access, your CTL, which is control, and your net, which is your fucking net. And then they tell you anytime you get a critical success, it doubles in numerical value. We already have been taught that before. They kept the elegant version. Good to go. And they broke down giving you full-on hacking. And it's in here so that you can do it along with programs and malware to play whatever your little heart desires. Okay? So we're going to go back to the table of contents again. The next thing up on this list that I want to talk about, without getting too detailed, is ship design. They found a way to make it so you can, kind of like Edge of the Empire, start with a ship, pay back debt, build your own, and you roll it like a character. Or you can take a stock ship with a little less money and upgrade that stock ship. And after they did, they give you the CL, your character level, like the average level of your crew, crew level, your ship levels with you, so it never becomes no good. Because that would happen when you played things like, I hate to dig on it, but every time you played Starfinder, if you weren't spending the money to level up your weapons and gear and stuff like that, you ran into problems. This little elegant solution fixes that. Not only that, they give you positions, and then they give you art for ships. This question mark was, I was trying to figure out if they're top-down. It is top-down. But they give you classes. And literally, Explorer class ship, how many slots you get, how many feature slots you get, the component that you get that's free, the hit points, your sensors, made to last, Star Blazer, and then they get their own talent table. This is so fun. This makes your ship feel like a character. And that's how it felt Firefly. That's how it felt for the Mandalorian. That's how it feels when you are in Star Trek. It makes the ship matter. Now, we could dig through all these, but you get the idea. All of them are in here. We're going to go back again to the table of contents. You're going to see this repeated. This section, though, this was the one that I was ready to give constructive criticism on, because I've seen the GM sections in books be bad. There are a few that are good, but I'm going to be honest, they nailed this. I'm actually really happy with this. It's just a way to break down the core ethos of running Darkspace and running sci-fi, the idea of running sci-fi, and that you shape it together and how you bring it together and what that will be. And then how you craft a story, a good sci-fi story. And then they break down the different categories of your sci-fi. How? Well, Not only are they explaining the different versions using their virtuous, your vile, and your survivors, and the one if you scroll up, you got vile, virtuous, survivors, and they're breaking down each kind of story and what those things are in each. The kind of moral tensions and stuff. And then they talk about settings, and they do one-page settings. The only thing I said here is I do wish these were hyperlinked. Anytime I see page numbers in a PDF, I want them hyperlinked back to where they are. Because the point of them is because I can click, because I can't stick my fingers in a PDF book, and I don't have a way to put a bar at the bottom to lock pages I want to go to. The only way to do it is to have this open, and these get... I don't need them all open. I only need like 4 buttons at the bottom, things I'm flipping back and forth between. But hyperlinks help a lot. But they did give you page numbers. Great start. One-page settings. They went through. I thought these were going to be like frameworks from Daggerheart, but they're not. They're teaching you how to take Darkspace and run any sci-fi game. And you'll see they have... We're going to use 2 of them as examples. You have Cyberpunk here. Keywords, the description, the examples of what they are. Obviously, Blade Runner, Cyberpunk RPG series, and so on. And then they give you the quality and the mechanic, and if they are or are not in that. So the GM can carve out the style of gameplay that it takes to run this using Darkspace. They're like, here's our rules. Here's the template you put over top to make this shit happen. It's not a framework, but it's elegant. And they're using references to things you already fucking know. So you have that, for example. I'm going to scroll down. So space horror is obviously my jam. Isolation, survival, existential dread, the unknown, that's the keywords. Examples, 2001, Alien, Event Horizon, my baby. Sphere, The Thing, Pitch Black. Description, and then you'll see there's things like classification, archetypes, diversity, species, often human only, plus androids, backgrounds, any, more morality, motivation, metaphysics, triad, but it's rare. Metaphysical, that's what that, that is your psionics, is how I would explain it, or space magic. Technology, projectile weapons, spaceships, yes, speed, SL or FTL. So they break this down and give you a good way, and there is a ton of them. If we go back again, you can see all the ones that they're giving you. You're getting cyberpunk fantasy, military sci-fi, post-apocalypse, science fantasy, right? Then you're getting sci-fi, hard sci-fi, soft, that sounds sexual, but we all know what that means. Space horror, space opera fantasy, space opera sci-fi, space western, tech noir, which that one really surprised me, and I love it. And then running the game. Then they gave you emergent play. And they gave you the things you need to play emergent play, and they also added stuff for solo play in kind of like the order of operations and process on how to do it in Darkspace. Right? So, okay, we're still going here. Let's go back. All of that, all of these tables, and then we get into the new denizens and sci-fi tech. Our extra tech. There are a ton of new denizens. I'm going to fast scroll this shit just so you can see how much. My favorite art piece is probably this one. The one-legged punk ore-wielding just Raider of the Stars. I love this. Right? Very fun. And then you also get her ship. Super cool. Tons of these. These are all made. You can see this one's made by Erica Lowe. And you can see that as we scroll through these, you're going to see other major designers in the industry, like this one, The Ghost of a Dead Planet, is done by Kelsey. Again, we go back to the table of contents again because this book's so big. You also have your advanced tech. Advanced tech is all these extra pieces, gizmos, gadgets, and gears, as they say. This gives you a bunch of upgrades, how to install them, ships, skill softs, advanced tech descriptions, auditory amplifier, which is dope. I love that it's just in here. Beam sabers, everything. And this gives you all those little sci-fi things you might need to run a sci-fi game. All of it. And then they give you a gear list and page numbers. I do, as I said here, love the Cyberpunk arm, but I wish these were hyperlinked. And that's something that's easily fixable. Maybe we'll see that when the final version comes out. Maybe they just haven't got to it yet. So no knock, just talking out loud. And then, of course, the credits. And then the back of the book, I was hoping we were going to get like a cool table or something on the back. But they're selling the book, Journey into the Shadows and Darkness of Space, Fortune, and Glory. They give you a whole breakdown of what's in here. 20 species, 7 archetypes, 20 backgrounds, 12 one-page settings, random tables, optional rules for hacking, corruption, bounty hunting, solo play, emergent play, 6 classifications for building your own ship, astrogation, and over 100 denizens and advanced tech. Dude, DMing the World Press knocked this out of the park. So I want to say something about the Shadow Dark environment, and some people might get mad. I need the full screen for this. Hold on. Look, Bats, you picked the wrong screen. Get the right one. I think that this is a really good example of what good writing in black and white with an easy trade dress can produce. There is so much in here. I could run Darkspace in any set piece. And as a matter of fact, I have an idea for our in-between series and I want to talk to them about doing. I think that this is a really good showing. And they came back to the table. They made the original. They put some adventures out. They ran it all over the conventions and they came back and put out something even better. That's how it should be. They listened to their audience. They listened to their feedback. They didn't let pride get in the fucking way. And they made something dope. And I would run this over running other sci-fi systems. I love Shadow Dark, but this just gives me something that feels simple, but has levels of complexity that I want. And like all Shadow Dark stuff, that foundation is there to build on. This is really, really, really fucking good. You all should be proud. When this comes out in March, you all should be picking up a copy of this. And I'm excited that we have this in our vault for interviewing them on Corpse Talk. And those are going to be things that can be gotten as these come out later on. I hope more people put this kind of effort into Shadow Dark stuff instead of seeing uninspired writing and things that don't teach people how to play the game and just money grabs. This is a really good set piece for sci-fi. That's it, though, for me today. And I just want to say thank you to the people who are in the live chat during this live show with the chat not working because YouTube's blown up. But we should really go and thank my Patreon members here. And so that this is a part of the one that gets clipped out later. So if we'll go over to our thank you section here really quick and get some music going. Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining in your live show. Stick around, I'll be on for a couple more minutes, but the people who are watching this afterwards wanted to see the review of Darkspace. Look, it's very simple. This is worth your money. This is an amazing piece. If you're playing Shadow Dark and you like sci-fi, what are you gonna do? Make it yourself? This actually does a really good job, and their license for using it and all that is also very cool. You can find links down below. This will be out in March, and if you're watching this in March, go fucking pick it up. I'll have added the link down below, and at least their link to their website is there right now. These people here are what make this possible. They're the supporters over on Patreon that let people like myself and the team that made Darkspace to make stuff. Why? Well, because this is people supporting me, and I'm pimping their stuff because I love it, and these people allow me to do this by helping provide for all the stuff I create on these shows. If you want to love what I do right now, go to the Patreon link, sign up, do the free one. You can see what's there. And if you want more, if you're at the $5 or more, any PDF I put out, you get access to. It's yours because you're supporting the journey. And if you're going to be with me on the journey, I'm going to let you see the stuff that I make, all the settings I work on, the living documents. And then when the PDF comes out at 5+, I will give you a copy. Right now, you can find all the stuff currently for Athantia under Dragonbane. You can find Breachers in there as well. And on top of that, you can find my Magic and Monsters Marks of Men for Daggerheart. That's it for me. If you like Darkspace, go find them. Pick up a copy. Comment down below. What do you like about it? What do you want to know more about? Would you like me to run a mini-series of this? Because I have an idea. If you watch the live show, I might have hinted at it. It came to me while I was doing this. To everybody else, stay fucking rotten. If you're here for the live show, stick around. We got a few more things to talk about. All right, so we recorded this. I'm super excited. I think they did a really good job here. I am going to be ending the show today. It is 5:54. I want to eat some food. I want to relax for a little bit. I'm going to walk my dog. And then tonight, I'm going to finish making characters. But look, because you all were so awesome to be here today, I'm gonna play the new song for Athantia, Cult of Shadows, because I feel like I should. Made by me, sang by me, played by me, stuff put together. I love this piece. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. It is a long one.
To climb, to hang, to fix. We found something.
Can't hear me because I have it muted. Only a few people have heard this. The cast has, and a few background people to test it. That's it for me today, everybody. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you guys all. Ooh, boy. Probably won't see you again until a week and a half from now. I don't have a show tomorrow because I'm out of town tomorrow. Let's see, everybody. I don't know when you're. I guess you won't see me until the second week of March when we start the new Athantia season of the cult. We'll see, though. We'll see. Enjoy. Talk to you guys next time. Stay fucking rotten, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the show today, everybody. I hope you like it. Dig this song if you enjoy it. This is Cult of Secrets, an industrial production by myself, and to get away from those DMCA-free bullshit.
The ledger opens, the ink runs black. Every sin you give away, we take back. Confession is currency, shame is control. One small secret owns the soul. No innocence, no mistake. Judgment, we watch you fall. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Hide the blade, change the face. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Bend the knee, know your place. We ring your bell, we hear your sins before you tell. We were workers, we are chosen. No line, no mercy, no hesitation, only devotion. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Look up, we own this place.
That's it for me, everybody. Have a great one.